Hello and welcome to the 2014 NBA Draft Breakdown of Noah Vonleh. I'm David Locke. He played a single year at Indiana, grew up in Massachusetts. He's 6'10", 240 pounds, just 18. Birthday is in August. He blew away the combine, second largest hands ever, max vert of 37, 9-foot reach and a 7'4" wingspan. Decent year at Indiana. That three-point shooting has people exciting. Let's look at his game. You'll see a lot to like. You'll see the youth as well. But here he is at 6'10", 240 at the top, putting on the floor, crossing over, driving left-handed Adrian Payne. You just don't see that, right? That's got to just catch your eye immediately. Here's the athleticism going after rebounds. Power dribble inside. Doesn't finish it with the left hand. And gets back defensively beautifully. That's the energy, the effort. Pretty consistent. Grabs this rebound, then throws away the outlet pass. Thought we put it all in there to show the youth as well. But that's the package, this athleticism, this skill set, and the incredible effort at all times. Pick and roll, pops out, ball fakes the three, puts that on the floor, does get stripped. Better floor spacing in the NBA, that may not happen. Sliding off Payne here to the basket, short with the shot. And he struggled a bit against Adrian Payne in the Michigan State game. The next time they play, you'll see Payne's not in. But there's that speed outrunning the floor for a slam dunk. This game, Payne is not in the game. He's much more successful. But watch him post defense. The length reaches in, slides over well with his feet, and defends it, and then high up for the rebound. Pretty neat combination right there. We'll get more specific in his game, but look at that. Crossover through the wickets to the right hand, driving in on a foul. He's on the left side here, puts it on the floor. Against Michigan, passes out. The question is this really the skill set you want out of a 6'10", 240? And I do think you'll see that this is a nice compliment inside. They call that offensive, but they won't in the NBA. Again, inside, power dribble, misses it. Straightens up on the left side. This is really NBA-ish here. Unable to finish it. But that's an NBA mid-block play. Here they let him initiate the offense from the top. He kicks to the wing for three. Working the post here. I think that's on Kaminsky. Gets it stripped away. It's not flawless, but this right there is just got scouts so excited. Let's go to his traditional game, post-ups. They may be dead in the NBA, but he can do it a little bit. He played as a face-up player in high school, a post-up player in college. This is the Connecticut game. First one I saw, he was a disaster in November, and so much better in each and every game. This is against Adrian Payne again, and a good Michigan State defense. A little bit of an awkward left-hander to fall there. Coming across the post on Payne, battling for position, but he gets pulled out by the 22-year-old veteran. Remember, he's just 18. This is in early January. Keeps battling across, and you can see some of the frustration, and his teammates now start talking, and Tom Crean pops up. There's definitely some inexperience here that continually shows, but it disappears as the season goes on when you watch him. Working Payne again on the double team, jump stop in the lane, and throws up a prayer. Again, floor spacing's not very good, and if he can pass, which I can't tell, that'll be nice. Doesn't do a good job of holding the post there and get by. Here he is against the next Michigan State game when Payne's not in. You saw the pass out there. It's hard to tell whether he has the instincts to pass the ball. There he turns it over. That's going to be a huge key. You just can't have another big on the Jazz that doesn't pass, and frankly, we know all bigs need to pass. So there was some sequence there where he showed it. Here he tries to go up and under in traffic, and Gary Harris comes and rips it away. Remember, Michigan State's tough. In traffic again, holds his own, able to finish. Really battling, holds a nice seal position. That's a big body that he puts down on that one dribble to clear some space. Working down the bottom, trying to spin around, catches inside, quickly triple teamed and able to get rid of it. So he's not forcing the play unnaturally. I'm just not sure if he's a natural passer. Posting deep here. That's a big-time move right there to wrap it up on. Let's go pick and roll. That's what he would do most if he's on the Jazz or, frankly, anyone in the NBA. And he's better off the pick and roll, you'll see. Somehow, getting in that post position on the move, he finishes better. He's on the left side here, slides down in traffic. That's a big-time hop-step move right there. Comes over on the far side, Now look what he can do here. I can go on the floor. I can shoot it. You haven't seen that yet. Instead, he'll turn it into a little post and a jump hook. It's pretty nifty. Pick high. This time he's really sloughed the pick. One of the few times didn't do a good job there, but worth pointing out. And here again, he didn't very well, but he popped. And there's that aspect of his game. 16 of 33 from 3 last year. I don't think he has been tearing it up in his workouts, but it looks pretty natural when you put him in these sequences. Pop out left side. Missed that one. Now all of a sudden you have a 6'10", 240-pound 18-year-old who can cross over on the floor, who can play in the post and can shoot the outside. Pretty impressive. So let's look at his defense. Remember, you got all these great test scores in the combine. To be honest, I don't see it impacting his game. His rim protection was non-existent. Was he taught to play this way? He's late on a lot of help. I'll isolate that in a moment. Here he is running the floor beautifully again, but then doesn't impact the shot as well as he probably should, though the guy missed, so maybe just as enough. In the post here, now some of that quick jump athleticism shows up. It's on Kaminsky, who's not an NBA player, or may not be. Again, working the post, slides the feet well. And here he does impact things with his length up on the body. But we'll look at the help defense in a moment, and the instincts are just not there yet. This one was bizarre. Just, again, the lack of experience leaving the post right there to allow for the layup. When I watched him on help defense, he was actually always late. Here he's late, draws a foul. And he's trying to get verticality, just doesn't come over in time. Comes over this time. He's not necessarily late, but if we isolate it, it's done very poorly. Here he's coming at the right time. But now watch what he does with his feet. He leads with the right, opening up the entire basket to Adrian Payne, who could have either laid it up or done that. Here he just doesn't come over. Had some foul trouble. This time, again, kind of misses his assignment and doesn't deny it. This, though, on the other flip side, his out-on-the-floor defense is awe-inspiring. So now you have his 6'10", 240-pounder out on the floor, pick and roll. Gary Harris rises and fires, does it. He's supposed to. Slides over. They're going to switch this. And Tom Crean was comfortable switching Vonleh on big-time ball handlers. This is Glenn Robinson. He gets called for a foul I didn't see. And Michigan runs a pick and roll at the top on every play, and they switched it just about every time, letting Vonleh defend. He does a pretty darn good job. Here he's on the left side on the wing. He got beat a little bit, but the recovery is amazing. See it again. And this is against the guy who's going to be a top 10 pick here. They retreat him out. They line him up. They want him. What's interesting is the game went on, they stopped doing this. Or maybe it was in the next matchup they didn't do it. But there again, beautiful defense, staying with his guy out on the perimeter. Again, quick movements. His feet are fabulous. I can't remember the last time I saw a guy 6'10", 240-pound with this kind of feet. Frankly, it's probably the mailman. So his pick and roll defense, which is what he'll do most of the time in the NBA. And Indiana did a lot of different things. Here he slides, plays the kind of center field position, does it very well. They're going to run multiple picks on this. Stays back. Gets in for the rebound. Again, this is still playing the center field, dropping the big. Slow out to that shooter, but he may have been coached to do that. Again, dropping the big. This is a little bit more. Look at this with his feet, able to stay positioned. Now this time they come out a little harder on the hedge, and he gets back to his man. Slides over and dropping the center field. Multiple pick and roll reads on one play there. Pretty impressive. Here he comes out with a harder hedge. Derails it long enough to force a turnover. Same time there, this is where now you can switch him. That's against Nick again, the top 10 pick out of Michigan. Let's switch to his rebounding. And again, you have all the athleticism of the combine that shows up. You want to see out-of-area, unnatural rebounds that show that he uses that. There's just a good fundamental screen out. Here he gets pushed, and he gets dislodged a little more than you'd like to see, maybe just out of youth. In traffic, those huge hands able to reach and corral that ball and keep it alive. Just 18 years old, pushed out of there and able to hold his ground. to actually get the rebound. This time dislodged, unable to do so. So they're definitely, he's getting position, getting pushed, probably not holding as well as he needs to. Keeps that ball alive with the long arms and hands. He out of area rebound right there is a nice one. Goes up with the big hands. This time he didn't corral it. And there were a few more over the top of his head than I would have liked to see. There were some plays where I would almost say he's slow jumping. And I don't see, in fairness, that gets dislodged again. I don't see a very quick jumper here. There you see the ball kind of ricochet over his head. This has to be pointed out because this was impressive. Running the floor. This is the first game. He's having a miserable game. He actually doesn't score against Connecticut. He's completely outmatched. He's on the bottom, under the basket. Watch him go. I mean, that's full throttle here. Defensively, running back all the way. This time, this game gets helter-skelter for a minute. 6'10", 240. Runs it down floor. His guy gets a layup. Turns, and he's sprinting back immediately. He gets caught up there. That's not his fault. He got caught up in the feet of the other guy, but running. These happen to be running to offense, but he runs to defense equally as well. And that, my friends, is Noah Vonleh. 6'10", 240, 18 years old. You can follow me on Twitter at LockedOnSports or follow me on YouTube, David Locke.